Hi guys, it's Memaw. Thought I'd read you another story. This one's called Albert Le Blanc. From the front, Albert Le Blanc looks very sad. Indeed, he has the saddest eyes you ever saw, which is strange because Albert Le Blanc. But wait, let me tell you this story from the beginning. Albert Le Blanc. When Albert Le Blanc first appeared, sitting all by himself in Mr. Jolly's toy shop, the other toys could only stare. He did look so sad. "Poor love," said Sally the hippo. "We must try to cheer him up." "You could do your funny dancing," said Toby the cat. "That would make him laugh." "My dancing's not funny," said Sally. "It is beautiful and artistic." The other toys looked at each other and tried not to smile. "I know a joke," said a little mouse called Pickle, "but I can't remember the funny bit at the end." Everyone agreed that this could make the joke a lot less funny. It might even make it not funny at all. Pickle flopped down and stared at the floor. It was then that Jack in the Box, who at that moment was not in his box, had an idea. "Why don't we all try very hard to think of something happy and funny, something to cheer up a very sad bear? Then we could put all our things together and make like a show." It was a good idea. Everybody thought so. At first the toys sat quietly, thinking, what could they say? What could they do? Happy? Something funny? Maurice, the steam engine, let off a little steam as he tried to think. Whoosh! Lizzie, the humming top, hummed to herself as she thought, "I've remembered my joke," squeaked Pickle suddenly. "Shh, dear," said Sally. "I'm getting an idea." All at once, it seemed that the other toys were beginning to get ideas too. Toby began to snigger, and Jack in the Box started to chuckle. Sally began to twitter and went off to borrow a hat and to find some face paints. Albert Le Blanc watched from where he was sitting as the toys became very busy. What was going on? What were they up to? Albert Le Blanc did not have to wait very long to find out. Sally was the first to introduce herself. "Good evening," she said with a bow. "I am Sally Hippopotamus and Ballerina. This evening, we, the toys of Mr. Jolly's toy shop, will present a happy and entertaining treat, especially to cheer, amuse, and tickle the funny bone of a very sad bear." Albert Le Blanc looked puzzled. "I'm very pleased to meet you," he said. "My name is Albert Le Blanc. I am from France. But please, let me say, you must not think that I am—" But Albert Le Blanc was not allowed to say. "Silence, please, for Mrs. Pickle!" the hippopotamus boomed loudly. Pickle came and now stood nervously in front of the large, sad-looking bear. She snuffled, and she shuffled her feet, and she cleared her throat. But no words came. Whatever Pickle had remembered earlier, she had suddenly forgotten again. "I can't remember my joke," she said, and she flopped down again and stared at the floor. "Never mind," said Albert kindly. "I am sure it was very funny, and you really must not think that I—" But at that moment, with a twang and a zing, Jack in the Box sprang out of his box. He bounced up and down in front of Albert Le Blanc. And as he did, he began to sing, I bounce with the boing, I bounce with the poing, and while I am bouncing, I'm singing this swing. Be careful, dear, said Sally, but Jack was enjoying himself. He bounced even higher. I like to bounce high as the sky. Sometimes when I'm bouncing, I'm sure I could flop, thump. But poor Jack. He bounced so high he bumped his head on a shelf. He fell in a tangled heap in front of Albert. Slight technical problem, mumbled Jack as he tried to untie the knot which he had accidentally tied in his long body. Albert hid his face in his paws. Please do not worry, he said. You really, really must not think that I am... Once again, Sally did not let him finish. To Albert's amazement, she leapt out in front of him wearing a yellow pointed hat and a big red painted face smile. Of course, Sally did not mean to be funny, but she didn't mean to slip or slide, and she most certainly did not mean to crash into Albert Le Blanc, but that is just what Sally did. Together, the bear and the hippopotamus landed in a confused heap. From underneath, Sally, Albert Le Blanc, let out a great roar. Please, he shouted, I'm trying to tell you, I am not unhappy. There was silence. As Sally and Albert struggled to get up, Albert went on, I am not sad at all. It's just the way I am made. It just happens to have a look on my face that is sad. Oh, no, you don't, interrupted Toby the cat. Not anymore. Suddenly everyone saw that Albert Le Blanc was wearing a great big red smile. It was Sally's smile. The toys began to giggle. Oh, Sally, silly me, she said. I'm so sorry. I must have kissed you by mistake. The toys giggled even more, and some of them laughed out loud. But now, what was happening to Albert Le Blanc? He began to shake, and he grabbed hold of his tummy. His shoulders started to heave up and down, and his nose sniffled and wrinkled. His sad eyes almost disappeared. Then, to everyone's great surprise, Albert Le Blanc roared out the funniest and loudest laugh any of the toys had ever heard. Albert's enormous laugh made everyone else laugh even more. At last, Jack in the Box managed to speak. Well, he giggled. Who would have thought that a little kiss could put such a big smile on everyone's face? Everybody laughed again, but the biggest, deepest, loudest, and funniest laugh of all came from a sad-looking bear called Albert Le Blanc. And laughing and laughing, they're all laughing. And that's the end. Albert Le Blanc. Love you guys.